It's the end of 2015. It's the literal last day of 2015. It is December 31st, 2015. And I'm making a last minute vlog. Why, you ask? I'm really good at procrastinating. I make mixtapes. I make them as gifts. I make them for friends, for family, and for myself. I make them a lot. I really love mixtapes. A mixtape is essentially a glorified playlist burnt onto a disc or a tape. A lot goes into mixtapes. A lot of time, a lot of thought, and a lot of love. Every single mixtape that I create is something I am proud of, and something that I have spent hours, if not an entire day or two, putting together. That doesn't sound like a lot, but for a glorified playlist, it's quite a long time. Every single mixtape I've made is a piece of me. To me, that's what mixtapes are. When I give someone a mixtape, I am giving them a piece of me. Something that will be there for them, and be there with them, and remind them of how much I love them, and how much I care. I've made a lot of mixtapes for a lot of different people, and I don't regret any of them. No matter what's happened between me and someone else that I've given a mixtape to, I don't regret giving them that mixtape, because that piece of me will always belong to them. That's a decision I've made, and that's a commitment I've made. When I've given someone a mixtape, I'm saying, here's a piece of me. Have it. It's me saying, here's a piece of me. It belongs to you now. I have this mixtape. This one, right here. I have this mixtape, and it's called Playlist 5. And this mixtape was meant for someone. There it is. Playlist 5. No, I made this mixtape. I pieced it together and I played it back for hours to make sure it was absolutely perfect. But as you can see, it's still in my hands. It's still here. It never made it to who it was made for. It never reached who it was made for. Isn't that a little sad? Something I worked so hard on for someone I cared so much about is now meaningless, worthless. I mean, if it's not doing the thing it was supposed to do, what's it good for? Here's why I'm so hung up with this mixtape. It's because for a long time, I was very hung up over the person it was supposed to go to. This mixtape was supposed to be one more mixtape in their collection of mixtapes from me. It wasn't supposed to be the last one I ever gave them, and technically it wasn't. But anyways, my point is that this was a perfectly good mixtape. It had a meaning, and a message, and a purpose. But because of things that happened, and events that took place, it lost all of that. I didn't know what to do with it for the longest time. It sat in a box for ages, actually. What was I gonna do with it? But see, this is where it gets a little tiny bit ironic. This CD, this one right here, that wasn't still supposed to be in my hands, has helped me and has healed me and has been so therapeutic. I did not make this mixtape with the intent to console myself for the 5th time in 2 hours, and I did not make this mixtape hoping that I would ever listen to it again. But I did. I listened to it again and again, and I listened, and I cried, and I thought, and I healed. And I think because of that, and because of this, Playlist 5 has realized a far greater potential than I had ever envisioned. I've been thinking a lot this week, and I've taken something away from this. Things will lose meaning, and things will lose purpose. There is never any absence of loss or despair in this world. But there's always hope. And there's always more. Something meant to do one thing has the potential to do what it was meant to do, and more. But it also has the potential to do something completely different that is equally, if not more important. We have all felt lost or alone, and quite possibly worthless or meaningless. And at one point or another, we all will again. That's just, it's the way life works, and it's the human cycle of emotions. But it's important to remember that the person you thought you were going to become, and the thing you thought you were meant to do, are not always who you're going to be and what you're going to accomplish. Your potential has yet to be realized. You're going to do great things, and you're going to do amazing things, better things than you ever imagined. When you feel like you've lost your purpose, the only thing that could possibly happen next is finding out that your purpose is bigger and better than you ever imagined. With a little love, luck, and perspective, you can turn something seemingly empty into something brimming with meaning. Nothing and no one is beyond hope. But listen, if a mixtape, this little mixtape, can find new purpose and new meaning, so can you. I know not everyone takes the whole New Year, New Me thing seriously, but take advantage of it. Make the best of it. This year, it's gonna be your year. Just watch.